The definition of a stretch goal is one that's seemingly impossible. A really great target that, given current resources, maybe what employees know, maybe what employees have, maybe just the resources available to the company, given that, it's just we don't see how we can get to it. Stretch goals are sexy. We want to be the manager that makes this huge difference. Who doesn't want to be the person who's credited with leading the organization during a time when they went from ordinary to extraordinary? And that's what stretch goals really promise. But to our knowledge, no one had ever looked at the data. Nobody had ever used a scientific approach to go in and see what are the actual effects of stretch goals on organizations. Do they lead to higher performance? Do they lead to lower performance? What kind of motivation do they lead to? What's their effect on efficiency? Things like that. Almost half of substance abuse treatment centers in our sample nationwide used very ambitious stretch goals, saying things like, we are going to have amazing treatment quality with complete abstention from drugs and alcohol, complete reintegration into family life, a complete absence of crime, while we reduce our headcount, reduce our expenses, increase our revenues, just across the board. We're going to do everything at the same time. We found significant negative main effects rather, of stretch goal use on market performance. Centers that were using stretch goals had much lower capacity utilization rates. They weren't getting customers in, and this isn't in the paper, but we also found that they weren't treating them as effectively. In fact, if you look at the results and you look by stretch goals, challenging goals, unambitious goals, the performance of the stretch goal centers was actually the exact same as the performance of the unambitious goal centers. So if the purpose of stretch goals is to motivate people to really high performance, but we found the performance was actually exactly the same as if you told people we don't really have any ambitious goals. The best way to go by far was with challenging goals. Yes, it's a little better than we've done in the past. It is ambitious. It's not so amazing as stretch goals, but that was where we actually saw the most performance. One of the best ways to set goals is to do it in a participative manner, such that it's not just a group of mountaintop executives in their corner offices setting these goals, but they're actually getting down with the people who are going to be affected by it. They're all sitting down at a table together, and they're saying, well, what should the goal be? Employees don't tend to buy into goals that they see as impossible. They only really buy into goals so they see, well, I see a path to success. It may be difficult. It may be really ambitious. It may stress me out a little bit to think of it, but I do believe that we can get there. So it's important for managers, if they think they're kind of crossing that line between challenging and stretch, do they have a plan? Do they have a path? Do they see exactly how we're going to get there? How are we going to marshal the resources that we need to get there? And they've got to make sure it doesn't matter if they see the path. Their employees have to see the path too. The people who are going to be implementing the goal have to see the path.